All right, good morning, folks. Welcome to Daily Paycheck, Coffee and Craps. I'm forgetting my own shows here. Good morning, welcome. Sorry for the delay. We had two things happen here. One, my camera's all jacked up. Two problems here today. One was the Daily Paycheck went a little long. I like to finish out the shooter that I'm on out there. So we had a shooter that ran a little long at the end. And I'll recap how that show went in a minute. Then I came down here for this show, and the camera that I moved from the garage into here, which was the old throwing station camera, it's not working well. For whatever reason, it quit. So I had to switch things up and use my laptop camera. Anyway, here we go. Let's talk about some craps. A couple of things to go over first, I think, is I want to recap that paycheck run. So let's go here and look at the paycheck and what happened today. So how do I say this right? The rhythm is where this thing failed today. And I don't want to be the guy that says, bet what the table's doing, right? Like there's times where, yeah, you're throwing in a pocket and you bet the pocket, right? That makes sense. The way that Ed Robinson kind of plays it. That makes sense to me. This strategy here and the one that I've been working on the side, both require the shooter to hit a couple things, right? You're going to need, this one here needs 3 box hits. It needs literally 3 freaking box hits, right? It's not like I'm asking for a home run. I'm asking for a shooter to roll 3 damn numbers. It's so hard to get 3 numbers. I'm playing another thing, that inside switch that I've been showing you for the last couple of days, that requires 2 inside hits, right? Again, not asking for a lot. We're asking for 2 or 3 hits. That's it. It's incredibly hard to get 2 or 3 hits, as you have seen this week, right? 2 days, we did it easy. Yesterday, we had a major problem. We had all the PSOs. We lost 640 every time. Yeah. Today, we never got past, except for twice. The first shooter and the last shooter got 3 box hits and got us down to where we should be. Every other shooter died at either roll 2 or roll 3, consistently. We had 1 PSO. You can't win when that's the case. And sometimes you can see it coming. And there was a roll out there that I was bitching about it when it happened, where I set a point of 8 and I hit the point. Then I set a point of 9 and I hit the 9. Well, there's 4 box hits. Okay, 4 box hits, but only 2 of them were collectible hits. And that's a huge problem. And I think what happens is we get this in our head. Let me actually switch screens. I want to show you something. Again, this is not a braggadocious kind of thing. I just want to switch over here. Give me a second here to switch my output here. Let's go here. I'm going to go to this screen, and I want to work you through a thing that I have been honing in on with the roll tracker. Okay, here's my practice rolls. Okay, SRR 6.16, not great. Okay, but these rolls, as you know, are pretty thick with box numbers, right? When I'm at a 6, the 6 rolls that I'm throwing are normally more in the box than not, right? During the roll. Here's what I want you to see though. This is the important part of the report is here. This box hits per roll thing. It doesn't matter what the distribution looks like. And I'm a little bit better than random on most things, but here's the thing, the box hits per roll. And we talked about this a while back when I said, are you afraid, right? Look at this. This strategy needs us to be here. We got to be here, right? At 3 hits or more per roll to make the Dallas drawdown work. And again, this is a good shooter. This is me influenced, practicing, whatever, right? You got to be at 3 box hits after the point is set. This is box hits per roll, not box hits in total for the shooter, which is a different thing. That's a different metric. That's the BSR ratio that Heavy tracks, right? I track box hits while the puck is on. This is what you got to be looking at. When you're making a strategy or you're playing your stuff out, you got to know that these are the real numbers, all right? Look at above, 22.8, that's 23%, plus 15%. What is that, 35%, right? 35, it's 36, 37%, plus 11. So 47% of the time, a little less than half of the time, you're not going to see 3 rolls, okay? Let's say you're doing a 2-hit strategy, right? All the way across for 2 hits, right? Take the first 2 out, 36% of the time. More than the third, you're not going to see 2 box hits, 0 or 1. You got to know that that's a real thing, okay? Now, total box hits, different story. You'll see more of them because the point matters, right? If you're not working the come out roll, this is the world that you live in. You live in this world right here, where about half the time you're not going to get to roll 3. That strategy in the garage showed you that today. 2 out of the probably 7 shooters that we had, 2 of the 7 got to roll 3. The rest of them crashed and burned either after roll 1 or after roll 2. Most of the time we were in these 2 worlds. Okay. We had a few times where with a PSO, we had 1. Most of the time we were here. We had 1 or 2 boxes, we're out. Okay. That's why this thing lost today. We lost 485 today. And the reason why is because that rhythm happened. And I knew it when we were in the middle of that freaking roll. I knew it. Let me go back to the other screen. And actually, let's stay here for a minute. I'm going to stay here for 1 second. We're going to go here, and I'm going to switch to the coffee and craps one, which is worse. Coffee and craps is just hucking them against the back wall here in my room. This one's actually a little worse. The totals here are worse. 21, 31, 33, 43, 44, 52%, 50, but it's about 54% of the time, roughly. I'm doing just quick in my head math here. We don't get to roll 3. Okay. This one's actually a little bit worse than the other one is. It's sad, but that's the state of affairs. That's the state of craps. When you're playing and making a strategy, that's the world you're going to be in, guys. You're going to be in a world where you don't get to roll 3 most of the time. Even on good shooters, you don't get to roll 3 most of the time. Probably, again, 30, 40% of the time, you're not seeing roll 3. Know that. And so when I make strategies up that are 2 rolls and out, 3 rolls and out, there's a reason why I'm getting into that and not saying you need 6 rolls to get out, like some strategies are. Got to be careful with it. That's why I'm a big believer in not necessarily hybrid play. I like some hybrid play, but I like a switch play. I like the plays that Horseman's a good example, right? Dark side, 3 combats. If you catch those early shit rolls, you're out, right? If you catch an okay roll and the combats hit, you're left with the don't pass bet, which is probably going to be the next thing that happens. I like that kind of play. This one here, we had that rhythm where we set a point, hit a point. Set a point, hit a point. 4 rolls, only 2 of them we made money on because 2 of them were come out rolls setting the point. Wasted rolls. In my opinion, those come out rolls were wasted box number rolls because we got a 7 after that. We would have had the drawdown. We would have got our 3, but because we're puck on, messes you up a little bit. So just be aware. I want you to see that, to be aware. This was a frustrating day because we were on the very first shooter. We were at 5,583, I think, in profit. We weren't quite there. One more hit on that tier pressure, we'd have been at it. Got the 7 there, and from that point forward, every shooter fell into that same rhythm, that same, 1 or 2 hits, not 3 rhythm. It's brutal, right? Know that. Know that it's brutal, please. Just eyes wide open, all right? That's all I got to say about the paycheck today. So I want to jump right into the good stuff here. Let's just jump right into personality and play styles because we don't have a lot of time. I want to make sure we have time for Chris's show afterwards. We've been working this week on cautious play, hybrid style, hedgy style, line betting style, short game style of plays, because I want to focus again our efforts here on cautious aggressive, the mathematical plays, the thinker plays. Today the feel that I had at that table was I had such a bad feeling today, and the bankroll hammer plays, right? Like Wayland plays. We're focusing this week on the cautious style of play, ways that you can play that are respectful of your bankroll. What I did this morning, the Dallas drawdown, is not a cautious or respectful play. It's a big money, right? It's a short game play, but it's not a cautious play, for sure. So let's take a look at some of those things. And Jen is coming in with Crappy's Can't Believe It Wins. It's a great switch play. I love that strategy. That's one of my favorites. That one is a great switcheroo. The inside switch that I'm working now is a great switcheroo play. Those are both fantastic plays for switching around. But yeah, let's go to the table. And I want to talk with you as I play this out about a couple of cautious things that we can do. We'll look at, again, some hedge plays and ways to switch out of it. I really want to examine today the idea of growing your bets versus regressing to your play. And that's the 2 things that I want to really kind of play out there. we'll do a little bit of the, what do you call it? The storm or storm style of play, along with a more Ed Robinson kind of a build up as you go play. Let's take a look at it real quick. Let's go to the table. I'm going to go to, watch this, by the way. I got a button on my desk that I can turn the back light on now. Boom, the light goes on. Isn't that great? And then I can switch tables. Now I wired it all up. I got those smart plugs, so we can do it. Let's go to actually this table view. I'm not going to roll the roll tracker today. Let's do it. Let's get out here and let's play a little bit of, let me get that. I'm going to change the colors for some reason don't stick on this table from day to day. I don't know why they don't really hold. There we go. The software should save my settings, I think, right? Not a lot to ask. All right, here we go. Cautious play from a couple of levels. And the bankroll here doesn't matter all that much, but we're gonna roll it out anyway. I got $500 here. Actually, I got 1, 2, 3, $400. Let's make it even 5. Get some more greens in here. So 400 in green, 100 in red, standard kind of buy-in. And I'm gonna roll the dice, and I think I'm gonna leave them out. I'm gonna try and get a couple of shots here, and use the same set of rolls to kind of talk through the strategy. Let me get. I'm just getting my extra dice over here, and bringing them over so I have plenty of spares. Oh my gosh, I should have had this set up for you, but here we go. Bringing them all over. Here's all the dice. Boom, bam. I'm gonna roll a bunch of dice. I'm gonna leave them out front. I'm gonna leave the dice probably here so we can reference the roll sequence, okay? Let's get them going. I'll put them off screen. And what I'm gonna do the first guy is we're gonna do a grow it type of strategy. I'm gonna grow the bets. Let's take something simple. Here's $40, okay? Let's make an $18 6 and an $18 8. We'll do a very simple little bet. There's going to be 5 and 5, 3 and 3, $4 back to the rack. Okay, $18 6 and 8, and that's all we're going to do. If you want, I can do a $10 or a $15 pass line bet as the shooter. That's okay. I'm not going to. I'm just. You know what? Let's do it. Let's put a pass line bet out there. It's a pretty good way to play these things. Those will be off on the come out. We'll use this pass line bet. We may take odds. I'm probably gonna play it flat, frankly. I just want to get rolls logged. And this is gonna be a let the dice tell me what to do with my money strategy. We're gonna let the bets grow. So our risk is gonna be 18, 18, and 15. So $51, 36 and 15, $51. That's gonna be our risk per shooter, no more than that. Point's gonna be a 6, okay? There we go. 6, if you're playing the 6 and 8 only, the 6 bet can come down. You can grab a 5 if you want to, or a 9 if you want to. I would say, let's let the dice decide where that bet goes. I'm gonna put these dice up front. There's a 4, 2, 6. We're just gonna run them out here in order as this roll happens. And I'll put another strategy out against the same rolls so we can compare what we're doing. Okay, this first player is doing just a simple 6 and 8. Here we go. Hopefully we don't get an immediate 7, right? There's an 8, a 5, 3, 8. Put that up there. That's gonna pay $21, right? The smart move, especially with a cautious person, is make sure you lock that up, right? What you might do is press 1 unit just to get a little bit of juice out there, but lock up $15. You start with 18, lock $15 into your rack. That's not a bad move. And again, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and take my rack. I'm gonna work the rack hard. I need to know how close I am to being back to even. There's all my white chips. I've got 475 in the rack. I need to get 5 more red chips in there before I feel like I'm okay. Right? Again, cautious play style. You got to be aware of your rack as well as you're aware of what's out here. It's so important to not forget where you are in here, especially when you're playing that conservative style of play. You can press a little bit for sure, but be like respectful of where you are here. This will drive how aggressive you are out here. When I'm behind right? This is at 24 bucks. This is at 15 bucks on the 6. It's not the worst thing to throw 10 bucks back here, right? Get a little bit of, let that match this as far as level goes, but I wouldn't go too much further than that. Here we go, next roll. We got a 10, a hard 10. We're not on it. There's the 10. So a 6, an 8, and a 10 means nothing. Here we go, next roll. 3, 6, 9. Again, nothing on it. Letting the bets decide what's going to happen. Now here we're looking for table rhythm, right? Play this out. Next hit here, we may grab what we see. 4, 1, 5. We're hitting everything. This is Random Randy doing his job. You got the 6, the 8, the 9, the 10, and the 5. That's every number but the 4. Typical Randy. There's an 11. Yo, 11, yo. Look at that. This is gonna be a great roll to play against with the other strategies. Fun. I'm glad we got some numbers here. 5. There's a first repeating number. 4, 1, 5. And put the dice out there so you know I'm not lying to you. When we do these, like, let's play the same roll again. I'm not lying. This is random throwing. There's aces. I'm going to be out of dice here in a minute. There's the 7. Okay, 5, 2, 7. We don't get anything out of it, effectively. We lose the extra 10. All this goes away. Let's see what we lost. There's 25. There's 45. $49 lost. We started with $51. We probably in our rack have $2 extra, right? That's not great on a decent little set of rolls. But if you're playing cautiously, right, you're aware of this, you're aware of this, what you have in the rack. And again, you're letting the dice kind of decide. The 6 and 8, generally speaking, are good for most people, okay? Let's take the same set of rolls and let's play it with a different person. Let's do a different player. Let's play the Storm on the same set of rolls, okay? This guy tried to take the 2 best numbers and build into something. Let these numbers build other things, right? 1 hit, basically same bet. 2nd hit would have been go. We never got another 6 or 8. And all those rolls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rolls, never got a second 6 or 8. That'll happen. Here we go. Let's play the Storm. I'm going to put money back in the rack to kind of restart it. There's $500 in the rack. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to play a low level, $50 on the don't. Buck will be off, of course. Let's beat the come out first. We get a 6. We know the point's going to be a 6. Now we have the numbers. We don't have to roll dice anymore. We know that it's going to be a 6, okay? I'm going to go across at 2 units per number, which is a big one, okay? At this level bankroll, probably a little too high. Maybe the better move here is to go 20. Let's do it the right way. We'll do $25 down here. I'm going to call it off. $25 here, and we'll go 160 across, or whatever the closest to 160 is. 135 or 130 across, okay? There we go. 25 on the don't, 130 across, and we're probably gonna do $50 in odds. Actually, it'll be 60 for the 6. $60 in odds. There's the Storm. Go across, don't pass with odds. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got our 6 was the point. Then we hit an 8 for $35. 25, $35, okay? Now your choice is how far are you gonna go down? Right? Do you take the 4 and 10 all the way down? Does everything go down to $10? Right? You can play the Storm a number of ways. Okay. Way 1 here is going to be to draw all this crap down to $64. Okay. 50, $65. I'll put the $100 back in the rack. Let's go 64 or 54 across. 52 across, rather. Sorry, 52 across. 55. That $10 can come back to us. 3 change. Oh, this is from the last guy. All right, so now we're out here with a short bet, leaving our odds out there until we're done. Okay. Our next roll is the 10. It pays $18, 15, $18. and we're done. Storm comes down. We wait out the 7. Right, we're done here. This goes away. These come back to the rack. The odds come back to the rack, and we wait this thing out. Boom, 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 boom. 7 ends up coming, and it wins a quarter. How does that affect the rack? Well, let's put the rack back together again. Okay, there's going to be, we need 400 in green, right? There's 300 in green. There's 400 in green. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our $500, which means all of this profit. Okay, that strategy kept us safe. We had this nice little don't pass bet down here with odds. Against the 6 is a little scary, right? But that don't pass bet was this. It was 25 and 60. We had $54 out here. If the 7 pops, it's 50 and 25. You're winning on the 7 if it would have came early before you got your 2 hits. But as it was, we got our 2 hits and run for the hills. Okay, nice and simple. Okay, we could have left the $64 out there and played this out, let it roll itself through. Okay, so one person draws backwards, a little bit of safety net down here. One person tries to hit it and roll through it. We can look at another way of playing it. Again, this is kind of the skill way of doing it. And this time I'll play it the way skill would actually play it. Let's go out here 66 inside. Okay, we'll do 50, 65, and there's our whites. Okay, we'll do 66. Another nice, simple, low vol play. There's your 66 inside. We did what? I gave you 50. Yeah, you're getting back. What did I put up here? I put up 50, 65. You get back $1. $4. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Here we go. Set a point. 6. Boom. This miracle roll. We get an 8. It pays 21. Drop your buck. Press them up. This time it's going to work. We know that because we saw the rolls already. This person here, though, it's going to take them the point, the next hit to press up, and the next hit, which is a 10, we miss. The next hit is a 9. So on roll 4, they hit the 9 for $28. And they come down to 44 inside. Like so, I have too many reds on the line. There we go. Come down to 44 inside. Now this person can say, oh, look, I'm playing for free. 25. There's 50. We'll make that look like a green chip. 65. There's a 67. There's their $4 in profit. I'm going to take that away and brand new shooter here. Reset the rack. I'll put the 2 greens back where they go. I'll put the reds back where they go. If I make these whites look like a red chip, my rack is totally clean with $1 in profit, and I'm playing for 44. Now we're here. The 5 hits, we're going to half press it. $14. Up by a unit. Bring the rest back to the rack. That's that one. Now we have an 11. Nobody cares. The 5 hits the second time. That's great. $21. Half press it. So it goes to a quarter. Bring back 11. Now we have the 2, which nobody cares about, and the 7, which takes our money. So there's a decent roll. 9 roller. The skill 66. Got its job done. Got its money back. Right? Rack is good. And you walked away with $15, $21 out of that shot. Okay, again, but look at the rhythm. Remember this, box hits in roll, right? There's the point being set. Box hits in roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 box hits in roll on that. That was a miracle for that to happen. And again, it's press up, draw down, and you have 1, 2, 3 rolls to make money with. On a 9 shooter, that strategy has only 3 rolls that you can make money with. So what I want you to see with this thing is a couple things, right? One is if you're going to be cautious, take care of this first and be okay with this. This is fine. 20 bucks, right? Doesn't sound like much, but it's profit. When you have 500 bucks, right? That's actually a healthy little profit off of one shooter. If you can do that for 4 or 5 shooters, you're in good shape if they work this rhythm. But again, if your strategy is, let's come out here and start with a base level of bet that I'm willing to lose, and then the goal is to press or half press the whole thing, you might be in a world of hurt. Let's try half press. Let's do the same thing with a straight up just half presser. We'll go 64 across, a little higher risk level, reset the bank. Let's do it this way, 64 across. And again, I'm losing the $64. There's 50, there's 65, there's $1 change, 64 across. Let's try and rebuild our rack with a 64 across half press. No line bet. Here we go. How does this look? Same rolls, same set of rolls, okay? Set a point of 6, boom. No collect there. Then we get an 8. Awesome, 14 bucks. What does the half presser do on this size roll? 14 bucks, we're gonna half press. We'll take 1 unit out of that and go to 18 with it. Next roll is a 10, right there. That pays 18 bucks. Your choice, I'd probably drop 2 for 5 and then press it by 10 and take 10 back to the rack, okay? And again, I'm gonna probably take my reds and try and rebuild my bankroll as we go. There's the 10. Then we get a 9. 9 pays, again, we can do 15 for 1, we have pennies. 15 for 1. I'll give it a 1 unit press and bring back 10 bucks. 5 hits, same thing. We'll do 15 for 1. 15 for 1. 1 unit press, bring back 10 bucks. I'm trying to rebuild that bankroll as best I can. The 11 hits, nobody cares. The 5 hits again with $21, that's great, $21. Half press it, we'll take $10 off of that, make it a quarter. We're gonna bring back 2 reds and a white. That was that 5, and then we have the, no, that was the first 5, right? No, that was the second 5. The aces come, the 7 comes, and all this goes bye-bye. Where did we end up on this shooter? Half presser lost money. On a good shooter. 9 rolls, all those box numbers, we end up losing 20 bucks. Why? Why we lose 20 bucks? Well, we didn't take care of the bankroll early enough, right? So when you're bankroll cautious like this, and you're coming out here just looking to go and build, just lay it on the table, show the world how big you are, and see how big it grows. You need more than even 9 to make money. 9 roller. That's actually a pretty good little roll right there, right? Setting the point and the 7, take those 2 rolls out. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 box numbers in the roll, right? Half pressing needs more to get going. If you same betted all this, you would have made more money. I've advocated before, same bet the number and then start half pressing it, right? Let's look at that. Let's look at that as a difference maker, okay? Let's go back out here. There's our 500 reset. I'm gonna go again back out at 64 across, and we're gonna do it this time, same bet, and then press and see if there's any kind of a difference. All right, let's drop that. We'll get $1 change. Let's check it out. Let's see if we can make it different when we're same betting, then pressing. 6 is the point, set the point. The 8 comes, okay? It's 14 bucks. I'm gonna put the reds here and the whites in the back as I can. There's the 14. Same bet on the 8, the 10. We'll do 20 for 2. Same bet the 10, same bet the first time. Let's get the rack reset. 9 comes, 15 for 1. $15 for 1 white chip. Same bet the 9. Still working our rack, right? Then we get a 5, 15 for 1, 15 for 1. Work the rack. 5 rolls again. We can do it again. 15 for 1. Half press the 5. We'll take 1 unit off of that and go up with it. Put that back in the rack. Our bankroll is complete. We have $6 in profit. Aces come, 7 comes. Lose it all. But if you're same betting, still takes all 5 of those box hits to get you right. Right? That's not a box hit. It takes all 5 of those box hits to get you right. If you half pressed, you lose money. If you regressed into it, you can preserve money and give yourself a chance to win. That made 20-something, right? If you stormed it and said, well, I'm going to take 2 hits and run for cover, get the hell out of here, that one made the most money. Got you back in your bankroll super quick. You locked up a little bit of money real quick and you're out. 2 rolls and you're gone, right? The initial with the storm though was this. Here's the thing. 25 and 60 and 160 or 150, 130, right? That's a bunch, right? 130 plus 60 is 190 plus 20 is what is that? 215 out there. It's a lot of money out there. Where's your risk? Well, your risk, of course, on that first 7, that's a huge risk, right? The early 7 wins you 75, lose you 51. You're actually okay there. You're at risk for the 6 repeating. That would cost you 75, 85 bucks, but you'd still have your bets out here. So think about that, right? These strategies that are kind of made to be like, hey, 2 hits out, you're safe a little bit. People make fun of that. People say you're wasting time, you're not winning, you're tying all the time. Well, guess what? When you're a cautious player, it's okay to tie. It's okay to tie. That's not a badge of honor that I'm willing to go to battle over, whether tying is okay or not. I think, especially when you're short stacked like we are here with 500 bucks, right? You got to be careful with your money. You got to be careful. I think that the storm with that level of don't at a $25 table, even though it's a bunch of money, pretty safe way to play. You can lock up 50 bucks on a shooter, right? Again, drawing down versus coming out and building up. Coming out and building up only works, right? A, if you're seeing repeats in here, we have 1 repeater. It only works. B, if you're getting more than 9. You're getting a good shooter that's going to roll 5 5s or 6 8s or whatever it's going to be. Then that makes good sense and it makes good money. Otherwise, you got to get the frick out of there quick. If you're the cautious kind of player. If you don't care, and we'll talk about people who don't care about being cautious next week, the aggressive style plays just say, I'm going to lay out the 160 and I don't care if it lights and burns up. That's a mental thing, right? Let's go back to our screen here. And watch this. Watch, I'm going to press a button. I'm going to turn them lights off. And when I come back to see you, the light will already be off. Look at that. Turned itself off when I walked back and yeah, here we are. Right? The magic of smart plugs. How cool is that? I wish my camera would work better, but yeah, smart plug magic, baby. All right, here we go. Let's recap. Okay, this is so important. Okay, your personality drives part of this, right? Are you a cautious, conservative person? If you are, play that way. Little bit of don't, little bit of do. Either switch off of it, right? Like the storm does, or like my inside switch does, or like Crappy's play does. Fine. You can hedge the whole time. Play a little 6, 7, 8 like Jacob from Wager Me This does. $100 in the don't, $96 across. Play it out and see what happens. That's totally fine, right? If you care about your money and you don't want to lose any of it and you're a cautious, conservative dude, boom, that's your way. If you're like JB, right, and you're looking for the home run and you want to play this thing out and win big money, you're going to go out 160 across and let it burn every single time, because one shooter is going to have a 30 roller. That 160 is going to make you 3,000 bucks, but you're going to lose 160 most of the time. And you got to be okay with that. Got to be okay with that. Duracell, you're right. Losing opportunity, right? And again, my other one, my inside switch, you lose opportunity. You 2 hits and you're out. You lose opportunity. I 100% agree. However, you also lock up profit. So the conservative cautious player, and this is what I want to get into, the conservative cautious player when we get into that slide here, the cautious player doesn't care about opportunity most of the time. And I don't mean to speak for people, but if you're super cautious and you're conservative by nature and you're playing to like kind of build your bankroll like I've done for so many years, the opportunity loss that you experience by pulling your bets down and watching the great roll go by, that was last week. We talked about having that fear of missing out on the long roll. If you're this person, you've got to be wired to be okay with that. And that's what I'm talking about. That's why this week is all mental, right? It's a total mental game. If you're conservative and you win a little bit and you pull it back and you let the roll happen around you, you got to be okay with missing out. You got to be okay with losing the opportunity. It's an opportunity loss, but in your mind, it's a locked win. And that can outweigh it, right? John Patrick said this a long time ago, and he's so right. 90% of the people walk into a casino are up at some point. At some point during their session, you're up even a little bit. Everybody, for the most part, is up. Very rarely do you walk out there and just burn your money out of the gate. But 90% of the people who are up at one point leave down. They leave with a loss because they aren't ready to leave. They aren't willing to leave when they're awake. And that's what this is. And again, I'm talking to you cautious people. Okay? Protect your bankroll, lock your profit. Play a strategy that reliably earns you some profit. Have a strict win goal. Short stack it, short roll it, whatever you got to do, get on out of there. Play hybrid hedging, line betting, short game style of plays, and you'll be happy. You got to be okay with that, especially if your bankroll supports it. Your bankroll may be low, and that's what it supports. Small bankroll equals conservative player for the most part. That's how it has to be. And your brain's got to allow for that, right? If you fall into the aggressive category where you need to have opportunity or you need to have the go, or you're playing more of a feel type game, that style of play ain't going to work for you. Duracell has a negative reaction to it because, right, he's aware of the math. A, you're missing out on chances to win, and B, not wired that way. He's not wired that way, right? I'm not always wired this way. I'm wired to get good, right? That's why the Dallas drawdown is what it is, right? I'm wired to get out of that hand as fast as I can. 3 rolls and I'm safe. Then I can turn on the aggressive part of my brain and let the pedal go down and play it out that way, but I will never do that out of my rack. I'll never do it out of my rack. So that's my spiel. You got to know who you are. You got to know which one of these people are you. And then you got to decide how your gameplay is going to match your mindset. And then again, how's your bankroll match to that? And I think that's the hardest part, making sure that your bankroll matches your mindset. Very, very difficult to do. And I think that's where we dig into like why do people lose at craps? This is the reason why we lose at craps, because we have the wrong goal, doesn't match our brain. Your goal doesn't match who you actually are. And oftentimes those two things don't match your bankroll. And you get all 3 of them things messed up. And you have 1, 2, 3 buckets. There's no Venn diagram to match them up, right? Your goal needs to be either a consistent win, you're a conservative player with a small bankroll, and you're building it up. If your goal is disposable income, you better have more bankroll and play a more aggressive style. If your goal is comps or chip porn, you're playing differently. You're playing differently. And it's what you to know. It's what you think about who you are, what kind of money you got, and what's going to make you play the right way. And again, if you're playing these ways and you're feeling like you're forced into a way that doesn't match you, then there's something wrong, right? If your bankroll is forcing you where you don't want to be, or you can't fit the way you want to be into your bankroll, you need to step back and reevaluate. And not just necessarily your bankroll, reevaluate where you're playing, right? That might be the time to go seek out bubble craps or the stadium craps or something that's more low so that your $500 is more of a hammer. And honestly, $500 at a bubble craps machine, if I can win $50 off that thing, that's a miracle. It's a miracle to win $50 on a bubble craps machine, right? With $500, not a lot of money. You can build and grow that, but you got to have realistic goals, expectations, and your brain has to allow for that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So me too. I want to get in, get up, and get out. I'm definitely in that mindset. I play games like that right there, right? If I can turn every shooter or myself into $50 consistently, then I'm happy with that. There we go. All right, guys, I guess that's it. It's about 8:55. I know Duracell. You're on my brain today for some reason. I know that Chris has got his show coming up. So let's bug out and officially say goodbye for the morning. We had a not great bankroll today. Unfortunately, it didn't work out so well. Caught some weird rhythms and just, that 35 years or whatever it is I've been playing this game. I just knew it. I knew that those two bad things were going to come. When they did, you can just tell. Just tell that it's on the way. I see that Chris has got no show. But I'm done talking anyway. I've said what I got to say. You got no voice. What happened to your voice? You get sick too? That's a bummer. Jen, I know I was waiting for you to jump in, right? Bite my tongue. $500 win goal. You can do it. You can do it. But if you're betting dollar bets, what I mean by that is if you have $500 and you're playing a strategy like one of these kind of things, you're betting dollar bets to turn a dollar series of bets into $50 is a lot. You play bubble craps more aggressively than most people do. If you're coming out here with a $4 across or a $6 across and you're working your stuff, winning $50 on that type of play is a miracle. It really is. It's really hard to do. So that's why you say pound the sevens. There it is, pound the seven. That's what she said. All right, I'm out, guys. You have a good morning, a good rest of your day. I'm going to go and do some actual work that I get paid for. And yes, Old Bay, everybody may shine my head for luck in AC. I will make sure it's cleanly shaven and ready for you guys. Get it? Rub it for good luck. I'm like your little genie in a bottle down there. All right. You guys have a good one. I'll see you later on. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being my friends. I appreciate all of you. Love everybody. God bless y'all. And hey, watch Ken tonight, by the way. Ken from Ken Knows Gambling is doing an envelope show tonight. Love that series that he's on right now. He's the voice of reason when it comes to some of this, what I'm saying here. Watch him tonight for sure. Hopefully we'll figure out the tech. I'm testing these cameras out because I want to get Ken on a camera like this and get him to broadcast to our channel. So there it is, folks. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.